House of Representatives member partners NTA Channel 5 Abuja for robust reportage. And 4-day workshop on teacher education character ends in Abuja. A very good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on NTA Channel 5 Abuja News at 1. I am Ifani Ezumba. President Bola Tinubu is asking religious leaders to intensify national reorientation of the Nigerian people towards strengthening the bond of unity in the country. The president said this as he received the members of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, led by Sultan Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar, who is the President General of the Council. State House correspondent Musbah Danwahab reports.
Yes, the expectation is high, and there's tough time right now.
President Bola Tinubu consistently acknowledges the socio-economic realities in the country. Yes, he has a rational understanding of the situation, but then a frequent reminder may be necessary. Members of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs take up that responsibility as they came calling. President Tinubu has taken some decisions along the way, with some hard to bear for Nigerians. That notwithstanding, the Council appreciates the genuine interest of the administration to turn things around. Beyond this, the unity of the Nigerian people, they say, is also important to them.
To make sure that it continues to rule with transparency, with honesty, with equity, to the benefit of all members of this great country of ours.
It is a seeming convergence of interest as President Tinubu expresses his aim to bequeath a more united Nigeria. There is equally a presidential assignment for the Council.
Mr. President has also asked them to be in the forefront of the national reorientation, which is one of the pillars of his administration. He has asked them to go back to areas of conflict. You recall that the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence, was also in Niger to engage with the military junta there. He has asked them to continue to go back in the spirit of his belief that only dialogue, only engagement can end crises across the world.
The Council is the latest group to leverage on the open door policy promised by the current administration. From the State House, Musbah Danwahab, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his support for a robust public-private sector partnership to grow the economy, saying that his administration sustained bold and coordinated reform and anchored on a strong adherence to accountability and transparency. Speaking at an audience with members of the board and management of the Nigerian Economic Support Group at the State House, the President reiterated his unequivocal resolve to fully implement the 8 priority reform areas under the Renewed Hope agenda within the next 3 years. The President, who emphasized that Nigeria is blessed with rich human and natural resources, in addition to opportunities which can quickly be leveraged into new prosperity, called for the urgent exploitation of Nigerians' diversity for collective gain, with an eye on new think tank in the agricultural sector and the establishment of a commodity exchange. The chairman of NESG, Mr. Olani Yusuf, welcomed the economic reforms announced by the Tinubu administration, specifically with respect to fuel subsidy removal, foreign exchange rate harmonization, food security, and palliative to subnational governments.
For any reformer, looking forward can give you on the lips that will propel you in the right direction. We must kill our advantages in the economic path. We must kill it. The world is dynamic, the environment is dynamic as well. We are confronted with climate change and many other other challenges. But here, somewhere, in the face of all this storm, in the eye of the storm, there is a quiet and peaceful corner for those who can search patiently and be determined. We will find ours. Thank you very much.
Survivors of the Nyanya multiple road crash who escaped death by the Whiskers Thursday night recount their experience in the fatal accident. Abdullahi Ajia, who witnessed the incident, reports.
Well, the Nyanya community is still in a mourning mood over what happened Thursday night. The truck crushing several vehicles with so many fatally injured. And at the moment, there has not been official statement as to how many people have been affected by the unfortunate incident. But as we speak, no one has since returned to the Nyanya-Maraba expressway with traffic flowing as normal.
Nyanya was a location of a scene of tragedy to behold Thursday night as a moving truck descending from Kubo was said to have failed brake, crashing on about 9 vehicles before stopping at the Nyanya pedestrian bridge, with many persons fatally injured.
When we are coming back from Bega to Nyanya, so I'm the first person that I want to drop from the car. I tell the driver that I'm going to Nyanya, I'm stopping in Nyanya. So immediately I told the driver, say I want to come down from Nyanya. What we hear again is motor hitting other car. When we come back again, immediately we see ourselves. When the motor don't compress us, so we start driving. Me and the driver is the first person that first come out from the car. So that's how God, that's how it happened. Thank God for life. Only the courts and this thing that I have inside, I will fight it.
All from behind. Assuming the driver was even blowing on that his car has failed brake, most of us could have dodged him and find a way to escape from him. But he didn't blow any horn. He was just coming, just hitting. And I was the first he hit, he hit at the back before coming down to destroy that. Seriously, it's very bad. And I was carrying somebody at the back. He's even feeling back pain right now. So I've just assisted him to just go to the hospital so that he can help himself out.
Glory be to God for safety. I was just moving before this tragedy occurred, and coming out of this vehicle alive is miraculous.
For hours, sympathizers and emergency responders assisted on the rescue and evacuation of victims. Observers say authorities need to sanitize the Nyanya road corridors, which have been turned into night markets, in order to forestall future occurrence. Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Co-Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Dauda Alibiu, has directed immediate removal of obstruction caused by the crash at the Karo Bridge, which led to the death of the FRSC tow truck driver Friday morning. A statement signed by the Assistant Co-Marshal PC Kazim expresses his deep shock over the incident. He commiserates with the entire management and staff of Corps over the loss. The crash occurred early hours of Friday while the FRSC tow truck was on tow services to remove the broken-down truck along the Nyanya-Maraba route. Investigation into the crash reveals that a total of 4 people were involved, out of which 3 sustained different degrees of injury, while the driver of the tow truck was killed. Only the 2 vehicles, the truck and FRSC tow truck, were involved. The Corps Marshal, who is deeply saddened by the crash, prays for the soul of the deceased to rest in peace and directed immediate evacuation of every obstruction caused as a result of the crash. The Joint Tax Team has impounded and crushed no fewer than 400 commercial motorcycles over traffic violations in the federal capital city. Hawa Gimbo reports.
Asokoro Extension, Galadima Primary School, Gudu Market, Kabusa Junction, and Apple Mechanic areas, after which motorcycles violating traffic regulations were impounded. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Garba Haruna, says the exercise is a sign that the law on the ban of motorcycle operation within the city center is still in force.
What we are about to witness today is to show a kind of a signal, send signal to the Okada riders that the city center is not an area for them to operate. There are designated areas for them to operate. That is the suburb of the FCT.
On his part, the director, FCT Directorate of Road Traffic Services, Abdulatif Bello, says the new minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, has given the directorate a marching order to ensure commercial motorcyclists and keke napep operators are off Abuja roads.
Lessons that we believe the public should take from this exercise is that there is going to be a zero tolerance to the activities of motorcycles in the Federal Capital City.
The only thing is that since they will not want to cooperate, the exercise will continue until we get what we equally want and what the government wants.
Not condone the activities of Okada riders within the city center. They have given them areas of operation, which is the suburb of the FCT.
He explained that despite the fact that the DRTS has been working hard to sustain the ban on Okada riders within Abuja metropolis since it was put in place in 2006, the operators keep returning to the roads. The FCT administration has since declared zero tolerance to illegal activities and promised to ensure the effort is being sustained to ensure sanity in the city. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Any society that is serious about achieving its developmental goals must give its undivided attention to the grassroots, and this can be effectively achieved through the help of the media. The statement was made by member representing Amakbari constituency, Chinedu Obika, when he paid a visit to the NTA Channel 5, Abuja. When Dogo tells us more.
As part of his visit to agencies under the Buhari Ama constituency, House of Representatives member Chinedu Joshua Obika was at the Area 10 office of the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 5, and was received by the General Manager Paul Ate and other management staff.
Moving on, the National Association of the Blind, NAB, has concluded its four-day conference with far-reaching decisions on issues ranging from inclusiveness, marginalization, and education of the blind, topping deliberations. Aisha Abdullahi reports that a communique was presented after the conference.
This is the Nigerian Association of the Blind North Central Zone Youth Conference. The program, which ran through from 16th to 19th August 2023, highlighted common challenges faced by visually impaired persons in Nigeria and provided solutions on the matters arising, with the association appealing that the federal government and other relevant stakeholders come up with policies that will directly impact on the lives of the visually impaired and help the blind tackle difficulties confronting them. They recall the hardship being faced as a result of their disability and solicited for provisional assistive devices such as smartphones, braille machines, as well as ICT training skills for the visually impaired, as they believe this will enhance education and improve economic life. The association called for the full implementation of the Disability Act of 2019. They also agreed that the involvement of government and stakeholders in organizing sporting activities and promoting full potentials of the visually impaired in the entertainment industries and valuable provisions will go a long way to harness their potential. The theme of the conference is A Chance to Prove My Worth. Aisha Abdullahi, NTA News.
If you're just joining us, you're watching NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station, news at 1 p.m. We'll take a break now. More reports when we come back.
Are you interested in being up to date with the pacey world of sports? Our rebranded Capital Sports is the finest bet for your doing so.
So, join us every Thursday live at 3 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja to talk sports for your viewing pleasure. Remember, you can be a part of this #1 sporting program. Join us on the analysis, views and opinions.
Thanks for staying tuned. A 4-day workshop organized by the Federal Ministry of Education and Character Development and Education has ended with participants charged to exhibit good character traits while imparting knowledge to students. The workshop is in line with the federal government's efforts to strengthen the educational sector and build a better society. Aisha Bashir was at the event and our reports.
The workshop, organized in collaboration with the FCT Universal Basic Education Board, is aimed at raising competent and well-organized teachers that will guide the students in their day-to-day activities. About 20 teachers from the selected pilot schools will be trained in the use of Universal Peace Federation and character education materials that will be developed and adapted for Nigerian schools.
The education we receive, there is a gap between character and learning. Our aim is to train 120 teachers per state. Then add another 120 teachers that will be trained as coordinators, state coordinators around the country. It will be a total of 4,560 teachers that will be trained on character education in order for us to have enough people on ground to spread this message of character for leadership.
The guests at the training stressed the needs that good character is a requisite quality, as they maintain that one cannot be a patriot if they are not persons of good behavior.
This workshop represents an invaluable opportunity for you to further enhance your skills and knowledge in the realms of peace education and character development. Your participation reflects your willingness to continually evolve as an educator and your steadfast belief and transformative power of education beyond textbooks.
The organization, in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Education on Character Education Project, is determined to ensure the success of its objectives through sustainable impact of its programs. Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
Schools in the Federal Capital Territory are on long vacation, a period many summer schools are created and designed to help students improve their academic foundation or develop new skills set for the future. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni feels the pulse of parents in FCT concerning summer schools.
As schools in the FCT are on a long vacation, parents and guardians have enrolled their wards in different activities referred to as summer school programs.
These children are very energetic. They have all they need to continue to learn. But this is not a formal learning system. This one is more of learning with fun, kind of. And it's a way of, the objective is a way of the children engaging in what they love to engage in.
They are learning some life skills that can be of use to them even in their future lives. Like the learning of making the rosary, beaded slippers, they learned how to make earrings, they learned how to cook. It has helped them in future as they grow.
The summer schools offer different types of programs to children of different ages, ranging from art and crafts to cooking, ICT and other activities.
So far, my experience has been very wonderful. I've learned a lot of skills. I've acquired a lot of skills and knowledge.
My experience here so far has been great. I've learned so many things. It taught us new moral values, and I read interesting stories that I've learned lessons.
Most parents are of the opinion that learning new skills and focusing on their interests away from the traditional classroom setting of schools is a welcome idea, as the skills learned will help them develop fast.
I also believe that some of the days could be utilized by learning a skill. Some of these skills they learn during the vacation are not what they could ordinarily put in within their curriculum when the school was in session.
It's not about just academic that will push them out for now. Some are for summer camp, some go for something about Bible boot camp and all of those.
Parents and coordinators say the different programs offered in summer schools provide a deeper form of learning as they dedicate more time in putting into action academic learning through the use of fun activities such as role-playing, science experiments, and others. They said the fact that the children get to actually concretize knowledge and skills learnt help them improve classroom performance in the long run. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, NTA News.
Let's now join the business desk for business news.
Government plans electric vehicle mass transit scheme. Hello and many thanks for joining me on Business News. I am Aisha Uba-Ali. In a bid to enhance transportation efficiency and address growing concerns over fuel costs, the Ministry of Transportation has announced its plans to procure a fleet of electric vehicles. This move is expected to not only reduce the carbon footprint, but also contribute to the ease of movement for commuters nationwide. Barely a week after it started recording some gains, Naira appears to have resumed free fall, touching 900 Naira per dollar at the parallel market. The local currency recorded some gains after President Bola Tinubu met with Central Bank of Nigeria CBN leadership last 2 weeks to discuss how to save the currency from the butchery. And to local news, owing to the policy of food security and advancement of nano businesses by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, agricultural experts have hope for growth and advancement in various sectors. This was the submission at a stakeholders business meeting as farmers of the FCT Fish Farm Estate converged on Buhari.
FCT Fish Farm Estate Buhari, said to be the biggest fish farm in the FCT with a capacity of over 15,000 metric tons, is a beam of light for the capital city with the right investment. Therefore, in achieving this dream, the Glovic Resources Limited, in collaboration with the Bank of Agriculture and Smedan, has set on ways to propagate and promote the business through utilization of various financial opportunities to boost fish production on a large scale.
We're going to work with banks, we are going to work with Bank of Agri, we are going to work with microfinance banks, commercial banks, to make sure that we cushion all those effects.
The farmers, while commending the efforts, call for solutions to some challenges bedeviling production.
As an allotee and as a fish farmer, we need help. We will take these advantages. But these advantages will only become meaningful after all the necessary infrastructure.
Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
That's the much we can take. Please stay for the continuation of the news. Thanks for watching.
In a bid to promote a healthy lifestyle in and out of workplace environment, the Nigerian Union of Journalists Abuja chapter organized a health walk. Gideon Yohana reports that the sporting activity brought great personalities to champion the cause.
Health is wealth, so said a proverb. No wonder the members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in the Federal Capital Territory converged at the Julius Berger for a 4-kilometer walk. Led by the NUJ President Chris Isiguzo, the health walk exercise is to drive home the essence of healthy living.
We clearly understand that journalists oftentimes don't devote time to exercise, to do a routine health check on their bodies.
The collaborating partner also put in place free medical check for participants while calling on all to give priority to their health. They promise to support more initiatives in this cause.
When you do exercise, of course, you have to sweat. This is what is healthy for you, for your body.
So once you are checking your body, yearly dictation of any abnormalities will be taken care of.
When people see that journalists exercise, other people will want to copy and also exercise. And we all know the importance of exercises to the body. So I think this partnership with the NUJ and the private body is a very fantastic one.
The director of FCT Sports Council, Luca Stephanus, advised the journalists to constantly check their health status, as many heroes and heroines have been victims of this deficiency. In Abuja, Gideon Yohana, NTA News.
Nigeria will soon have a pool of chess and swimming athletes to compete in any championship, as no fewer than 50 kids and young adults have participated in summer sporting camps in Abuja. Gideon Yohana reports that the extracurricular activities were thought to boost their cognitive thinking, self-confidence, physical and mental alertness.
These kids are the latest chess and swimming players just graduating from the camp of Tech Club in Abuja. They undergone a series of training aimed at preparing them for the future tasks. While chess players were taught how to be patient, study the opponent moves before any movement, the future swimmers were guided on how to position their hands and legs when they are inside water.
We give a holistic approach to education where we combine fun and learning. So we're teaching them outside the classroom. Chess, for instance, strategic thinking, quality assurance. I mean, I can name them.
Lots of fun activities to round up the week's camping. The kids say they can't wait to start flying the country flag in sporting activity.
I improved in my chess and my swimming. I don't normally know how to swim much. And the emotional intelligence class was enlightening, to say the least.
My experience was very fun. I wasn't really a good swimmer, but I'm better.
It's been a very, very engaging summer. The kids have learned a lot about not only tech, but swimming as well as chess.
Learned coding, swimming, emotional intelligence, chess, and they had lots of fun.
I really learned to take his time to study, before. So it's really an amazing time.
Parents describe the camping as fulfilling, however, called on government and private organizations to support the initiative to ensure that children are not vulnerable to crimes. In Abuja, Gideon Yohana, NTA News.
Let's now join the sports desk for what is happening in the world of sports.
Current African badminton champion Nigeria's Onuoluwa Operoyi, who is due to face Brazilian Jonathan Matthias at the quarterfinals, says he is very sure he will proceed to the semis of the ongoing 6 Lagos Badminton Classics at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos. Operoyi, who won the men's singles title at the African Games in Morocco in 2019, defeated UAE Somi 21-19, 21-16 in Court 4 on Thursday. More so, former world number 1 Andy Murray lost 6-3, 6-4, 6-1 against 19th seed Grigor Dimitrov in New York. Murray, 36, ranked 37, has not reached the last 16 of a major since resuming his career after a hip surgery in 2019. Murray sarcastically claps his racket towards his team, hitting 45 on forced errors compared to just 16 winners against his opponent. Meanwhile, following the draw in Monaco on Thursday, where the group stage draws for this year's UEFA Champions League is conducted, German Bundesliga serial winners Bayern Munich have been paired with last season's Carling Cup winners Manchester United. Match day 1 begins 19th to 20th September as Serie A champions Napoli to battle 14 times competition winners Real Madrid, while Paris Saint-Germain, Dortmund, Milan and Newcastle have been pulled together in Group F amongst others. Norwegian Erling Haaland has been named UEFA Player of the Year, having surpassed his teammate Kevin De Bruyne and 2022 World Cup champion Lionel Messi to clinch the prize. With Sports Brief, Gideon Yohana, NTA News.
Thanks for watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I'm Ifeanyi Zumba. Good afternoon.